Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a collective haul review. I'm going to start incorporating this type of video on my channel at the end of every month where I give you the full rundown of how I feel about products that I've purchased all throughout the month. Some of these items I have done first impressions on, but you know, first impressions don't really give you like the full shebang, the full picture. So I've had the opportunity to try out all these things throughout the month, so I will be able to give you guys a full review. The items that released in the last week of the month or I received the last week of the month, I will not incorporate in the current month's collective haul review. It will go in the next month's haul review just so that it gives me the opportunity to use it a little bit more before I give you a full review on it. So if you don't see something here that just came out and you know that I did a first impressions on or whatever, it's because I probably haven't used it enough to incorporate it in this video. Okay, so with all of that, let's get into this review. Alright y'all, so needless to say, I went kind of ham this month. Like, it was my birthday month. It was after holiday season. Things were going on sale. Brands were trying to, you know, pop off at the beginning of the year. So I went a little crazy, but it's all good. So I'm going to try to go in some type of order. So I'm going to start off with this Lancome 15% Vitamin C Correcting Concentrate. I received this complimentary from Influencer and Lancome. And they sent me 2 little bottles of this. The other one that has like the little dropper is in my bathroom. I've been using it for about 3 weeks now. And I must say I do really like this serum. But y'all know how I feel about sticky serums on my face. It does have a little stick. It's nothing that's overbearing, and probably to the normal person it's just like typical, but I do not like that feeling of having something sticky on my face. Now I can't remember off bat how much this is retailing for, but everything that's on my face or that is featured in this video will be down below in the description box, and the products that I mentioned will have links for you to check out prices, details, and all of that. I will say, however, I did like the way that it performed on my skin. I felt like when I used it, my face just automatically like started glowing and looking a lot more radiant. However, would I purchase it? I probably wouldn't have purchased it if I didn't receive it complimentary, because I don't know, vitamin C, it's like, I think it works for what it says it does, but honestly, I probably wouldn't have purchased that. The next thing that I picked up this month was the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer, and I bought this with my Sephora points in the Rewards Bazaar, and it's okay. Like, it has that silicone-y feel to it, which I know some people like, some people don't like. I tend to like the ones with the silicone-y feel when I feel like my skin is just looking terrible and I need that blurring action. So on those days where I just am not confident about my skin, I'll use that, and it definitely does blur. So I would recommend using your points to get this, or buying it in a travel size if you're interested in trying this out. But the full size for the price, I probably wouldn't pick it up just because it doesn't do anything amazing. Like, I like my Tatcha primer, and if I'm gonna splurge on a primer, it would be Tatcha. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more blurring and easier to use, because Tatcha, you gotta dip your hand and do all that, then this might be good for you. It was just okay, but it's great because I bought this with my points, so it was totally worth it for 100 points. So next, let's move on to foundations. The first foundation that I picked up this month, which is not a new item at all, it's just new to me. I got the Colourpop No Filter foundation stick, and I got it in the shade Deep Dark 185W. I really did like this foundation stick, even though I'm not a foundation stick type of girl. I enjoyed this. I felt like the color was just a tad bit red on me, but I did appreciate the coverage of it, the way it blended out, and I do feel like you get your money's worth when you purchase it. So if you like stick foundations, or you're interested in trying one for an affordable price, this Colourpop one is really good, and I would recommend it totally. It wore really well. I think I wore this one for like 12 hours and to the gym, and it did really well. So I'm not mad at it at all, but remember that I do set my foundation, so that helps it last throughout the day. But yeah, this was a go. Alright, so the next stick foundation that I tried this month, I don't know what it was. This month was like the month of me trying stick foundations, and it was like hit and miss. I picked up this Wet n Wild Photo Focus stick foundation in the shade Almond. Now, this was not a great shade match for me. I personally did not like the color on my face, but I felt like if I would have went one shade up, it would have been way too dark, and then one shade down would be entirely too light, because this is too light. So they do need to work on the shade range before I can even get into the details about the actual formula and stuff. If you're even able to find your shade, I wouldn't even recommend this. Honestly, I did not like the way this sat on my face. It wasn't as weightless as they claim it to be. Like, it blended out better than the Colourpop one. Like, this going on and blending out is way easier than blending out this. Not that this is bad, this is just easier. But the way that it sat on my face, y'all, I did not care for it. And then I felt like it emphasized more texture than I needed to ever be emphasized. And I mean, I think it's like $5.99, so that's like a great price. It's super affordable. But honestly, I would cough up the extra $3 to $4 and get this one if you're interested in stick foundation, because I just didn't like it, and I don't think it wore good. It started to move even though I set it, so I don't know. I didn't care for this. The last foundation that I have, which you all have already seen on my channel because I did do a first impressions of it. I will link it up in the cards and down below, as well as the Wet n Wild first impressions that I did earlier this month. I really like this foundation, y'all. It felt so light on the face. It was full coverage. It just natural skin finish. It wasn't matte. It wasn't dewy. I really like this foundation. Now, it is $56, which is why I haven't purchased it yet. I also don't think that this is my shade. I got this in the shade Golden Almond, and I think I want to either try out Warm Almond or just regular almond in Sephora before I even think about purchasing it. I need to find my shade. It doesn't have a lot of shades, but I think the range is okay. But of course, there could be more shades, obviously. I'm pretty sure that this was my favorite foundation that I tried this month, as far as wear, as far as blendability, the finish. I really did like this. So I will update you guys if I do end up purchasing this, and then I will update you as well on my correct shade, because this shade ain't it, sis. It ain't it. As you all know, Fenty came out with some products this month and had the whole internet jumping. I did pick up the concealer and the setting powder, but right now I'm going to talk about just the concealer. I got this in the shade 370. When shade ranges are really large, it may seem like you're going down way too much, because we're used to just like, oh, 1 to 2 shades lighter, but this is a inclusive range. So going down 6 shades is like equivalent to going down 2 shades in another brand. So yes, I am the color 420, but I picked up the shade 370 because this was the right shade with the correct undertone for me, which is more of a golden. Of course, I did a first impressions on it, and again, I will link that down below as well. I really enjoyed this when I did my first impressions on this. I realized that this isn't as full coverage as I thought it was initially. So I would definitely say this is a medium coverage concealer, which for some people it may make or break it. Because I know some people will not fool with a full coverage, and I know some people who will not fool with a medium coverage. I don't mind. I like to have a little bit of both. Because what I like to do is, if I have a full coverage foundation on, I can use a medium coverage concealer. And if I have a medium coverage foundation on, I would like to use a full coverage concealer. So having a little bit of both, I don't mind. But I thought that this said that it was the cure and it would like cover everything. And I didn't find that to be true. But you all know that Rihanna does not look like she wears anything that's like super full coverage. She's like a my skin but better type of makeup gal. So I don't even know why I thought this would be full coverage. Maybe because they claimed it to be like the cure, and I just assumed that means it's gonna make everything disappear. But no, I really think this is medium coverage. Now People will probably say, well, you can build it up to full coverage, but personally I don't like to build up to full coverage because that can tend to make your makeup look a little cakey, especially if you're going to use powders on top. But overall, as a medium coverage concealer, this is great. Like, I use this with the Hourglass because this is a full coverage foundation and it works. It's magic, I'm telling y'all. I have 4 eyeshadow palettes that I bought this month. I got the Wet n Wild Stop Playing Safe and the Wet n Wild VI Purple palettes. These were like $2.99, definitely worth the price. They have good pigmentation for the price. The color stories are really cute. I think these are meant to be Natasha Denona like inspired / dupe palettes. So yeah, nothing bad about these. I also picked up 2 palettes from Colourpop this month. I have the It's My Pleasure and the Through My Eyes palette, which was in collaboration with I Love Sarahi. This palette I used like 5 times this month. I really did like it. I will say for the glitter shades, I would recommend like using some type of glitter glue because it has a lot of fallout. And the glitter shades in this palette were Mesmerize, and I think Muse was one too, but definitely this one, it needed something to like hold on to because I found it just crumbled apart. But Colourpop is very consistent with their formulas as far as eyeshadows, I think. So if you like Colourpop's formulas, are familiar with them, then you know already how this works. So it's up to you just what colors you like in palettes. The It's My Pleasure palette, which was only $9, comes with some pretty, very pretty purples. I used this 2 to 3 times already and I absolutely love it. I will say that you will get basically the same look using this palette, but I mean, you probably know that because it's only 9 shades. So this is like a go-to purple palette for people who really enjoy like cooler purple shades. Okay, so eyeshadows are done, so let me go ahead and get into some powders. So Fenty Beauty released some setting powders and I picked up the shade Banana. I just felt like that would be like better for my collection right now. This powder is pretty darn good, I must say. I really like the way the powder feels on my face and how it makes my makeup last. Some people have said that it is too dry for them. I have not personally had that experience. I use a beauty blender and a brush to pack on setting powder, but I don't use a whole bunch. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on how much you plan on using. To me, most powders are dry. It's just like it's levels to it. And I honestly did not feel like this powder was super drying or made my skin look cakey or emphasized texture. None of that. This was really good. I do want to let you all know though that this does have a slight scent, so if you're not into perfume or fragrances in your makeup products, then this won't be for you. I will say it's very slight, but I know how some people are. I personally don't care and I really like this. This, however, this is the Lancome Long Time No Shine Deep Loose Setting and Mattifying Powder, and I guess I should have known that it was going to be a little dry because it said mattifying powder and mattifying powder, and sometimes that means that it's gonna dry you down. One, this was a little bit too dark for me. Like I noticed when I put it on my face, it wasn't a it's not translucent, but I don't think it says that it's translucent, so it just says deep. So because it doesn't say it's translucent, that's just my fault, even though I did receive this complimentary from Lancome, so it's not like I picked it out. But I just assumed that it was going to be translucent. But now that I'm looking at the bag, it doesn't say translucent. With that, I could use it as a contour powder, but I wouldn't buy this to use it as a contour powder. This is just me repurposing what I have just because I have it. But I found this to be very dry. Like this, y'all, SpongeBob out of water. That's all I'm going to say. SpongeBob out of water. The next 2 powders that I have are from Kylie Cosmetics, and one is a highlighter and this is a pressed bronzing powder. So let's start off with the bronzer. The bronzer I got in the shade Tawny Mami, and y'all, I love this. This is a new favorite for me. Like, can't believe it. New favorite. I love the shade of this for me. So I'm gonna have to pick up maybe one more of these because I can already tell that I'm just gonna like kill this, okay? And I also think the prices for these weren't too bad. So I think they were like $18 a pop, somewhere like that. So this is the highlighter in Queen Dripped. I already swatched these in the first impressions that I did, so I'm not gonna do it in this video. But I love this. I actually am wearing this highlighter on my face today along with the bronzer. And I tried to incorporate most of the products that I have here that I'm reviewing on my face today. But again, everything that I'm wearing will be down in the description box, so just check it out. Yeah, I really enjoy these, and I love wearing them together. I just love it. Love it. If y'all are interested in seeing her Valentine's Day collection, let me know. I think this video is going to go up the day it releases. So just let me know in the comments if y'all are interested in seeing that, and I will try my best to get my hands on it. So the last thing that Lancome sent me was the Fix It and Forget It setting spray, and honestly this is the best thing that came in their little like package that they sent me. This setting spray performs perfectly fine. I won't say it's like magic or anything, but I do enjoy using it. And the best thing about it, to me, what makes a setting spray really good is, one, it's not super dry, or it doesn't like mess up your makeup and leave little dots. But also the mister is very important to me. Like, I really like the spray nozzle on this. Like, it's super fine mist, so it doesn't like mess up your makeup, and that's truly all I can say about that. But this was the best thing that I think I got out of the setting powder in that like vitamin C drop thing. I also do have some lip products here. I have the Kylie High Gloss in the shade 23. Love this. I'm wearing this on my lips today as a top coat. It does have a lot of glitter on it, but I find that when you put it over a lipstick, you can't see the glitter as much, which is good for me because it's a lot of glitter if you just use it by itself. So if you like glitter, great, but even if you don't like glitter, if you're using this as a topper, the glitter isn't going to bother you, and it has a nice vanilla scent. So the last thing that I have here are these Pat McGrath like mini lip glosses. I got them in like a trio set from Sephora for like the price of $25, which you all know is a very good price for Pat McGrath. I think one of the full size of these is like $38. So it really allows people, you know, who are on a budget to try them out, and you get to try a couple of different colors. My favorite out of all of these is this one, the Flesh 4. So if it was any one that I would go and pick up in the full size, it would be this one. I'm not sure that I can say it's like worth $38 because, but if you were to go out and get them for $38, I don't think you would be disappointed. But I can't honestly say that like a lip gloss is worth $38. Yeah, these are pretty good though. And $25, you get to try 3. That sounds right up my alley. I might even go and pick up the other one because they have like 2 sets. So I might pick up the other one next month, probably. Guys, that is all that I have for you today. Enjoy your Friday, your weekend, and I will see you on Monday.